What's it like to daily drive an LS swapped E30? Today, we're going to be talking about exactly that. There's so many videos online of V8 E30s doing burnouts and drifting and all sorts of crazy things, but what about actually just daily driving one? In this video, I'm going to be sharing what my experience was daily driving an LS swapped E30 over the course of a whole summer. Let's do it! So to quickly share a little bit about me, I live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, where the roads are not so great and we only get 2 months of actually good weather. It was important to me that I built a car that was tons of fun and really reliable so that I could make the most of our very short summers. Enter my LS3 swapped E30. 6.2 liter V8 pushing around 400 wheel horsepower, T56 transmission and 293 gears in the back. This thing has been absolutely amazing to drive. Alright, so we're going to be breaking this video down into 5 different categories. These 5 categories make up what I believe to be a great summer daily driver. We got fun factor, reliability, comfortability, fuel economy, and uniqueness. Alright, starting off with number 1, the fun factor. This car definitely has that fun factor. The low end torque from the V8 is so addicting. It feels good, it sounds good, it scares your friends, and you can kind of beat any car you want on the road as long as it's not like, I don't know, a CTSV, like just something crazy, you know what I'm saying. In addition to that great power, when you match that with an E30's insane handling, you get just this crazy driving machine. I'll admit, when you're driving in a straight line just slamming through the gears, it does feel like you could probably use a little bit more power. But once you're in the corners and slamming through the gears, I think any more power and you'd be getting yourself into a lot of trouble. Alright, number 2 is reliability. Now, over the course of the entire summer, I never had a single breakdown, and that included a 2,000 kilometer trip to Vancouver and back. Over the course of the whole summer, I put about 5,000 kilometers on the car, and it was suspiciously reliable. I think the reliability of my car is partially because LS motors are just so simple and such a great design, and the other half was really because of my whole philosophy while building the car. My goal was to really try to buy the good quality parts that I could trust and buy it once and never worry about it again. Number 3 is comfortability. Now, when we built my car, we sounded out in the floor pans, the tranny tunnel, the back seats, everything we could, and I'm really glad that we did because this car still has quite a lot of road noise. But that's a problem that really all E30s face. When you LS swap the car, there's a couple changes you need to make which will really affect the comfort. When you put in the sticky headers, you need to use solid mount control arms, which bring a lot more vibrations into the cab every time you hit bumps. Also, to fit the headers, you need to use a solid steering shaft, which will bring just a little bit more vibration onto your steering wheel. Also, this doesn't really apply to LS swaps, but if you are using coilovers, they obviously stiffen up the whole car quite a bit, and you will start to feel all the bumps a whole lot more. Another aspect is the exhaust. It really depends on your build. For mine, I have 2.5-inch exhaust with a muffler and an X-pipe, and it's really not that bad. There's a light rumble to it. It sounds good, but it's not crazy annoying. When I did my road trip to Vancouver, I drove for 10 hours straight, and when we got to our destination, my back wasn't crazy sore, and I wasn't irritated with the car or anything. I guess once you just accept that the car is going to be a little bit louder, a little bit more vibrations, you just learn to live with it. Really, it doesn't bother me that much. Then again, I'm also 21 years old, so we'll see how my back feels in a couple of years. Number 4 is fuel economy. Now, I know for a summer daily driver, it's a whole lot more about miles to the gallon, but if you can also find a car that's great on fuel, that is certainly not a bad plus. So with my 6-speed and the 293 gears in the back, I am able to cruise at 120 kilometers an hour at about 2,000 RPM. I know there's all sorts of different ways to measure fuel economy, so I'll just put all those numbers right here. Overall, really not that bad considering how much power this engine is making. Lastly, number 5 is uniqueness. Now, I know this isn't a super important point for a daily driver, but it is something worth mentioning. In my area, modified E30s are pretty rare, so it's pretty cool to get all the thumbs up and the waves. And it's even cooler to be able to just drop a gear and absolutely gap any car you want and just like really throw them off. Also, when I bring this car to any car show, it always gets lots of positive attention. I know that LS swaps online, they always get a lot of hate, but anyone I've ever talked to in person is super supportive and just happy to see something cool. Unless they're just talking shit behind my back. And that's pretty much it for my experience daily driving an LS swapped E30. My final thoughts would be, do it. You're gonna have so much fun building the car, and even more fun once you get it out and onto the road. If you have any technical questions at all, feel free to comment below or message me directly on my Instagram, slam.bandit. And please support the channel, subscribe, like, and you're not gonna regret it. Thanks for watching.